Alright guys, I thought I'd do a quick video on how to not only install a lead bullet feeder, but how to make it work. They're kind of problematic if you never used them before. So this is what you get when you get it out of the box. Looks something like this. I've already had mine on my press, so it's kind of assembled, but this is the parts you got. You got the die body and the slider, the action arm, feed tubes, and then I've got the optional 4-tube. First thing you want to do is take this apart. Take this little screw out right here. Carefully you don't lose this Z-bar. Take this nut off the top, and the die will come out. So what you want to do is, once you get it all apart, take some general purpose grease. I've had some for years, I don't know what it is. There's some green moly based grease. And you really don't got to polish this. The die body's about perfect. And the plastic stuff's going to wear. Some guys use lapping compound and they buff it out. And you can, it ain't going to hurt, but it's a lot of work and it ain't going to make a pinch of difference. So grease everything that touches anything. These little slides here where it runs back and forth. The channel back here where the link bar pivots in. The top of the track that the screw head rides in. The bottom of the track, the bottom channels where that fingers slide in. And the hex body of the die that this rides up and down in, especially underneath the screw head, and then put it all back together. Now when you put it all back together, you want that screw tight, not reef on it, strip it out tight, it's plastic, but tight enough that there's no play in the seam right here. You're going to get a little bit, but so that when it slides, it's just back and forth and it's not flopping around in there. But it'll be a little tighter than you think it should be, but make it tight. And then just sit and play with it. It's only going to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Just slide it back. But the way it works is when the action bar pulls on this rod and pushes it, is what moves the fingers on the bottom. And this one's pretty good because I've already done this and it works great. But when I first got it, you couldn't do this. It would bind up, but now it's totally free. It's slicker than snot. It only took 10 minutes, and you'll feel it. All of a sudden, it'll just work like greased glass. Just watch some TV, sit there and play with it. That's how it should work. It shouldn't be sticky. It shouldn't hang up. And make sure you run the full stroke from there all the way down. Now the next problem with it is, well, we'll get it in the press and I'll show you. So we got her all set up in the press. I'm going to try to get you at an angle where I don't hit you in the face with the handle on the Loadmaster. But what happens is, as the little fingers come out, they drag. See, they shot up right there? And then they go scooting across the bottom. And they retract real nice. Well, the reason that's a problem is if you have a bullet in there, when it comes up, your bullet just got all kitty-wampus. It ain't gonna work. Let me show you what the problem is here. I got a bullet in it. Sorry about the light. There ain't a lot of light under the reloading press. The bullet's coming out real nice, looks like it should. And there, it jumped up. But it's not under the die yet. See, I got all crooked in there. And I'm going really slow, so it actually worked. But if you were to go fast, it would tilt it. And it wouldn't line up with your case mount. We'll try it just for fun. So here, we'll go quick like you would loading, and yeah, look what happened. So that ain't no good. The problem is they're expecting too many things to happen at one time. And if you don't grease the hex shaft part of the die, it'll help to eliminate this sometimes. But it's an unreliable sometimes, and that just ain't good enough. By greasing it, you know what's going up and down perfect all the time, every time. You played with it, you know there's no sticky spots, you know everything's sliding nice. So the solution to said problem, instead of using the friction to do it, so the solution to the problem is to hang some weight off this die body. Now, if you got a real heavy bullet in here, if you're loading 350 grain 45s, it'll help a lot. If you're loading little 157 grain 38 special bullets like I got here, that's where you really run into problems. Little 155 9mm, stuff like that. So you don't need nothing special, and I'll show you my prototype. So what I got here is some Redneck Ingenuity. Got an old crappy Fiachi hull that had a wrinkle in it. I filled it full of 7.5 shot. Poked a little hole in it with my jackknife. Ran a shoestring through it. Crimped it shut to keep the BBs in there. And all I did to see if my theory worked was tie it around the die body. So I got some Redneck Ingenuity going on here. Shoestring, case, duct tape, baling wire, you know, the usual fix-alls. And then it comes out all the way before it goes up. Comes back smoother than silk. And what it forces it to do is that when the action bar pushes on the back of the fingers, it has to take the path of least resistance first. It's gonna slide. It's got a nice greased hand lap surface. It's gonna come out real nice. It wants to do that before it's got to pick up about, what, 3 ounces of lead. So if you want nothing more than something that'll work, that's it. Now I've still noticed with the real light bullets, 155s, 157s in there, you're gonna need more than a 2 3/4 ounce, 2 3/4 inch shell full of shot. I'd probably go with a 3.5 if you got one. With this, with a heavier bullet, it'll work flawlessly every time. Now obviously I couldn't leave some shoestring on there, so drilled 2 1/8 inch holes, ran a piece of heavy wire, aka coat hanger, through it to an old piece of brass. Let's see that, poured full of lead. Alright, let's give her the old test here. And there it is. All the way back, all the way extended, rising to the die. Perfect. And there's the whole thing. Doesn't look too bad. Guy could have used a piece of brass pipe or whatever else he had laying around. I thought the 50 was classy. So I hope this helped anybody out there. If you get any other problems setting up your presses, leave a comment. See if I can help you out. Yeah, it's a little bit of messing around to get it to work right, but the secret there is there's no bullet feeder that works perfect right out of the box. They all take a little setup time. So would you rather spend $400 and spend 20 minutes setting it up, or buy one of these and spend 20 minutes modifying it and setting it up? Well, have a good day. We'll talk to you all later.